Hey Warrior Fam! So today I'm here with another tutorial and I'm going to be showing you how I made this ribbon trim tutu, which has three colors of ribbon and also three colors of tulle as well. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. I used a pink, yellow, and a blue, and same with the tulle as well. So I'm going to show you guys how I went ahead and made this tutu. So the material that you're going to need to make this tutu is tulle and ribbon. So I got like a glitter turquoise ribbon here, and then I got yellow and also like a hot pink ribbon here, and also tulle. So this is going to be for a 6 to 9 month size tutu. So I usually use up to 10 yards of tulle, but since it's going to be 3 colors, I kind of wanted to be a little bit even, so I'm only going to be using 9 yards. So I got 3 yards of the blue, 3 yards of the yellow, and 3 yards of the hot pink. So yeah, so I cut it to, it's going to be anywhere from like 6 to 7 inches in length from of the tutu, from like the waist down. So I cut 12 inches in length, and then each strip is 1 yard. So there's 3 strips, and they're all 1 yard in length, but then 12 inches, 1 yard by 12 inches, I guess you can say. So, and I got 3 strips of the 1 yard by 12 inches, 3 strips of the 1 yard by 12 inches, and 3 strips of the 1 yard by 12 inches, which will make 9. And with the ribbon, I did 9 strips of 1 yard. So 9 strips each of 1 yard. So we're going to be sewing all the ribbon together because we want to make like one big piece of ribbon. Since we are using 3 different kinds of ribbon, typically if I was using like 2 different kinds, I'd sew one ribbon on the bottom strip of tulle and then another one right on top. But we're doing 3, and we're just going to make like one big piece of ribbon. So we're going to sew all the ribbon together. So the pattern is going to be, the pink is going to be on the bottom, yellow in the middle, and then that glitter turquoise is going to be right on the top. So it's going to look like this on the tutu. So we're going to be sewing the yellow and the pink together first, which is why I'm using yellow thread, because the yellow is going to be on top of the pink and we want the thread to match the ribbon. So but I'm putting it on the machine. I'm going to be putting the yellow down first with the pretty side face down, and then the pink is going to go on top of it with just maybe like a 1/4 inch or so of overlap right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this onto the machine. And like I said, I have 9 strips of these, so I'm just sewing each strip together. I've already sewn 2 strips. Like here's one, this is 1 yard. And here's the other one, it's another yard. So that's what we're doing right now. So let's just sew all the strips together. So what I'm also doing is that after I sew each strip, you know, obviously you cut off the, the thread, and you get a lighter and you're going to heat seal the ends because you don't want the ribbon to fray. So you're just going to run your lighter across it, and it's going to create like a seal, so that way the ribbon doesn't like unravel. So I'll show you again on this one. Just get the lighter and you just heat seal right here. And you do the same thing on both ends. I'm only doing it to the yellow and the pink ribbon because the turquoise ribbon does not fray. And so that one doesn't need to be heat sealed on the ends. Okay, so I just sewn the next one. I'm going to be putting the glitter turquoise on the top of the yellow. So what I'm doing now is I'm getting the next piece and I'm putting it with the pretty side face up now. So we're gonna have everything facing up now, because so like you see with this glitter ribbon, this is the pretty side and you flip it over and it's like the back. So we're gonna have the pretty side facing up. Again, we're gonna have it overlapping maybe like just a tiny amount, and try to make each one as even as possible. And I did change the color of the thread to like a light bluish color, turquoise color. So yeah, so now we're going to be stitching the glitter on top of the yellow, because that's what's going to be on the top. So we're going to sew all the way down. Again, trying to keep each color as even as possible and not like have it, you know, too far over or whatnot. So yeah, just try to keep it as even as possible. If you need to go slow, go slow. And by the way, working with glitter, it gets everywhere. But I love glitter. Now, if your strips are not even, sorry guys, if your strips are not even, that doesn't matter. Just clip it at the end to make it even. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, just so that all the colors or all the strips are as even as possible. So like I said, they are 1 yard strips, but usually it can be off by like a few centimeters or an inch or so. So not a big deal. Just clip it and just make it all even like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew all the rest of the strips, and then we'll go ahead and start sewing the tulle together. Okay, so now we are going to sew the tulle. So you're just gonna get your piece of tulle. It's like I said, it's 1 yard long each strip, and then I did 12 inches because that's the length. The finished tutu is gonna be about 6 to 7 inches in length. I'll put all the measurements for all the different sizes in the description down below. So you're just gonna go ahead and fold it in half, and then on the side that's folded, not the side that opens up, but the side that's folded, that's where we're gonna sew our casing for the elastic. So we're gonna make it about 1 inch, because the elastic is about 1 inch wide. So there's usually sewing machines have like markings, so I put it right on the 1 inch mark here, so that way it can keep the line straight. Or you can put a ruler or whatever, or you can just mark your sewing machine if you don't have that, but most sewing machines have the marks. So go ahead and place it there for the 1 inch. And we are going to go ahead and start stitching. And I have the blue thread already in the sewing machine, so I'm going to be stitching all the blues, and then I'll switch it out for all the other colors. So let's go ahead and sew it all the way down, all the blues. So we're going to get the next blue piece. We're going to do the same thing. Fold it in half. And then we're going to place it on here and do the same thing. Okay, so now I'm going to take these off, switch out the color, and then I'm going to stitch up the rest of the other tools, and then I'll show you when I'm done with that. So I finished sewing all of them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to be clipping these strips apart, because we did just do one continuous sew. So you're going to clip them apart, and then we are going to sew the ribbon on the ends of each piece. So now we're going to be sewing the ribbon onto the tool. But we're going to be doing the tool in a pattern. So I'm doing blue first, then yellow, then pink, blue, yellow, pink, blue, yellow, pink. So we are going to go ahead and start sewing. So I'm going to be putting the tool not all the way down, but I'm thinking maybe all the way, or like down to like where the pink starts. Just so that the pink hangs off a little bit. And I'm going to be doing my stitch line along the same blue stitch line that I did when I had sewn the blue ribbon on. And I'll be using the blue to sew all of it on, so that way the blue blends in with the blue ribbon. And this is just going to be a one continuous sew. We're just going to keep adding more ribbon and more tulle along onto the same stitch. And before you get to the end, we're going to stop a little bit before you get to the end, so that way we can add the next ribbon and the next tulle. Oops. And make sure that you put it on the right way. Make sure the blue, the yellow, and the pink all line up. And we're going to be adding the yellow tulle. So we're sewing the tulle on the end, the part that opens up, but we're sewing it on with both the pieces together. We're not going to, usually I'll sew one piece of ribbon on one piece of tulle that sticks out and then another one on the other, but no, we're putting them together and we're sewing the ribbon on to the ends with it together. And we're just gonna keep doing that until we finish all the ribbon and all the tulle. So now we're going to, everything is sewn. Now we're going to put the elastic. So you're gonna need like a clip of some sort. I just use like an alligator clip and a bobby pin. Sorry, maybe you can see it better back here. Yeah. So we're going to be putting the bobby pin on the end of the elastic, just like that. And then we're going to be taking the tulle. Up here is the casing that we had sewn, and then down here's the ribbon. So we're just going to get the bobby pin, or the safety pin, sorry, and slide it right in. And I like to, and you're just going to be taking the tulle and you're just going to be pushing it onto the pin like this, so it bunches up like that, and then you're just going to pull it down the elastic. So I always do it enough to where it gets to the end, but make sure it doesn't go all the way off the end of the tulle. So make sure it's hanging off just a little bit, at least maybe an inch or so. What I like to do is I like to fold it over, and I'll just clip it with, or you could put another pin on there or something, but I just clip it with like an alligator clip, and that seems to work pretty fine. So that's so that it doesn't slide off the other end, because you don't want it to slide off the other end. And then we're just going to continuously be adding the tulle to the elastic. And since all these things are attached, like see, we're going to be starting the yellow, you're just going to be doing the same thing. Pull it through to get outside of the pink, and then grab the yellow and then just start it right back in there again. And it's just going to make it one continuous piece. And sometimes what I like to do is I like to pull it all the way to the end here, so it doesn't just bunch up in one spot. And now we're going to start on the blue. Slide it on in. And this is why it's always good to make sure that your casing is a slightly bigger than, you don't want it too much bigger, just slightly bigger than the width of your elastic. So my elastic is 1 inch, this one is 1 inch, and it's just slightly bigger. Maybe like a centimeter or so. Or maybe 2 centimeters, so yeah. So I'm just sliding it on. And you're just going to continue doing this until you get to the very end. So once I get to the end, I'll show you what we're going to be doing. So I was able to get everything onto the elastic. So here's the end with the pin, and then here's the other end with the clip. So I'm going to take the clip off, and I'm just going to try to pull as much of the elastic out as I can. On this side, I'm going to take the pin off, and then we are going to wrap it around and bring both elastics together like this. And I usually like to overlap it like maybe an inch or so. So yeah, take that in consideration when you are cutting the length for your elastic too. So so then we are going to stitch it. So what I do is that since it's overlapping about 1 inch, right down the middle of that is where I like to do my stitch. And I usually go over, back and forth, maybe like 2 or 3 times. So I got it stitched right here, and now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be bringing all the tulle to here and kind of bringing it over that, and then hiding it in all the tools. So now it's just time to kind of even everything out. Like, since I have all these colors, I'm going to try to make all the colors look even all the way around. Like this blue here is a little tight, so I'm going to be loosening that up. So I try to make them like maybe 2 inches or so. So that way all the colors look even on the elastic. And then what I like to do is I find the end, wherever the end is at, right here. Like, here are the ends, and you can either glue them together or sew them together. It's up to you. I typically like to just glue them together. So I'll just, like the 2 ends right here, I'll just glue them here together like this. But usually before I do that, I go around and I tug and I straighten out all of the ribbon, because it's kind of like a balled up mess right now. So I just go around and I just tug, pull it so that way it straightens out the tulle. But then at the same time, I'm also, like, see right here how it's kind of flipped, like right here it's flipped. I just flip it around and I just kind of tug at it and just straighten it out. Oh, sorry, oh, hope you guys were able to see that. So yeah, I just go ahead and tug, and I try to even out the waves, like little waves. I even it out better when I put it on the mannequin. Like right here, it's flipped, so I'm just gonna flip it like that, and I'm going to even it out like this. So yeah, you just gotta kind of like mess with it and play around with it to get it looking good. And then after I'm done with that, I'm gonna put it on the mannequin. Oh, I need to also add a bow to it. Put it on the mannequin, stage it up, and then take pictures, and then get it all fixed up and sent out. So let me go ahead and put it on the mannequin, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So here is the finished tutu. It came out so cute, and I'm just going to take pictures of it and all that. So what I did is that I did like 3 bumps, I guess you could say, or 3 curves here for each color. So like here I did 3 for blue, 3 for pink, 3 here for yellow, 3 for pink, 3 for blue. That way it all just looks even. And yeah, I do ship it off looking like this as well. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think, if you guys enjoyed this, if you guys learned something new. And subscribe if you guys haven't already subscribed. I do have Facebook. I have 3 Facebook pages. I have Instagram, I have TikTok, and I have Etsy, and all those listed in the description down below. So if you want to purchase a tutu or anything like that, you can go ahead and go down below. I do have like my Etsy account and stuff like that as well too, but you can also message me on Facebook or on Instagram or any of my social media down below if you want to order something. And yeah, so I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments down below, or like I said, message me on one of my social media pages, and I'll see you guys for the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.